Good evening, guys. Welcome to a Wednesday night. We're actually going to be following the Coronis Ibericus Wednesday event today, so a little bit of a break from tradition, but we've covered this one a few times on the channel before, and I will tell you now, guys, this is a phenomenal event. Usually it attracts 500 players. In fact, not even usually. I'm in there right now. I can see pretty much 500 players in the game, so I can tell tonight is going to be a super great battle. Who we got in the chat tonight? Exo Bannerlord, welcome to the live stream, bud. Good to have you here. We got Jack Eaton, KOA. Thanks for joining, bud. And Luis Munoz, welcome, bud. Good to have all of you here. So we are a little bit late starting, but never mind. The match has just begun. Round one has just started. So I'll tell you what, we'll do less of the chat, get straight into the action, and maybe we'll have a little bit of a catch up between the breaks. So let's move over to the game camera. Here we go, guys. So round one has begun, and both of the teams are slowly moving into position. You can see here one of the main groups from Coronis Ibericus themselves. One thing that I haven't done yet, guys, actually, is familiarize myself with all the clans that play in this event. So if I miss you or don't know your name and you are watching this stream, please do leave a comment below. I'd love to learn more of them. But focusing on clans that I know, here we have Imperium Polski, the IPL. Really nice clan. So let's have a little look. We've got one team on this side, nicely holding the ridge. And just below them in the valley, we've got the other team forming up. So down here, it looks like we've got the Bretonnians. And over in the other corner here, we've got another group of Bretonnians. This looks like the Volzen clan, Viking-inspired clan. And at the moment, they are just forming up, trying to see what they can do to assault the hill that's over here. So it looks like we do have movement. The clans are moving closer to each other. I think it's only a small amount of time now before the main fight breaks out. My goodness, guys, let's just get a bit of a bird's eye view. There are so many players on the battlefield. If anyone is new to the stream tonight, just remember that every single character on screen right now is a real player. I'm just going to see, guys, if I can, there we go, clear that random bit of UI that was showing. Perfect. Okay, so the clash has broken out. We've got massive amounts of fighting up and down the battle line right now. And on this side, we've got a nice sweep from, I believe it's Coronis Ibericus that's fighting on this side. And look at this, guys, one of my favourite clans in the entire event, the Kingdom of Hordaland in their blue banner, fighting with their Viking shields. So at the moment, we've got a really nice semicircle on the go. The Rebellion, which is what we're calling the other side, are facing forward, but I'm a little bit worried that the Coronis Ibericus side is wrapping around them. If they're not careful, they're going to get surrounded. These guys here right in the front line, they are in danger of having a load of infantry come from behind. I think that's a good shout. Look, they're stepping backwards. Small retreat just to reform the battle line. Really good shout. Oh, but look at this, guys. Absolute stampede from the Coronis Ibericus team here. They are absolutely surging forwards. Checking the numbers at the top, it does look like the Coronis Ibericus side does have the upper hand now. About twice as many men on the battlefield. They are just storming through the landscape. It is a little bit difficult, actually, to tell who's who in this one. I know on some of the BRE events it's quite difficult to tell one team from the other, but I think on this one we've got just so many colour schemes that I might actually, for the next round, guys, turn on the battle markers just to make it easier for me and for you guys to see who belongs to which team. What a great first round. Only 5 men remaining on the opposing side, so it's only going to be a short amount of time now before the Coronis Ibericus side clear up the opposition. So guys, just while I'm dealing with the menu, I am just going to switch over to my face just to give you guys something more exciting to look at than the Bannerlord config screen. But I'm just going to go into my settings and see if we can turn on some of the the user UI elements. Let's have a little look. It's one of these things that you do so infrequently that I always forget exactly where the settings are, but we'll find them, guys. We'll find them. Let's have a little look. Ah, it's under gameplay, isn't it? Right, UI. Let's have a quick little look. Friendly troop banner indicators. Let's turn them on. Okay, perfect. So guys, let me switch back. I think with the way that Bannerlord works, because we're in spectator mode, we won't actually see the banner markers. But I think what we can do in the next round, if I join one of the teams and then switch to spectator mode, I'm pretty sure Bannerlord will then assign me one of them and then give us the banners for one. So I think we've got one more round without the markers, but we'll go from there. So again, we're focusing on the Corona Sibiricus side as they form up and head into battle. So you'll notice that each of these units typically are made up of like 10, 20 men, and they're all formed up under a banner. The really, really cool thing about these Bannerlord events, guys, is that each one of these teams will have their own Discord server, where there will be a captain commanding that group of infantry, and they'll be working in tandem with the other clans on the battlefield. So there is a lot of coordination happening on this event tonight. You know, just like I think I saw over here doing a wide flank. Yep, this is SVCI or Svanshi, who are a Czech clan, I believe. But they look to be heading on a nice wide flank around the edges. They'll need to be careful though. When you're isolated like this, it is an easy target for enemy cavalry, but they do have their spears out, so hopefully that should be okay. Let's move over to the other side of the battlefield where we've got the main party. This guy here with the red and yellow banner. This is a faction from Corona Sibiricus called the Principality of Toledo. Not fully 100% on the history of this clan, but one thing I will say is that I really, really love the armor. Oh no, and guys, this happens sometimes on events. I didn't quite clock it before, but you can see most of the units here are running to various parts of the battlefield. That's such a shame. It basically means that the server's disconnected and all the troops are basically just moving in the direction they were when the server crashed. So bear with us a second, guys. This isn't something within my control, but the event leaders will be doing what they can to reboot the server and get this event. So I think we've got a wait of a couple minutes ahead of us, but we should be able to get you guys right back to the action as soon as possible. So while that's all going on, let's have a little catch up, see what everyone's up to. Who we got in the chat now? Gillen, one of my favourite guys in the whole world. How's it going, bud? Hope the channel's going well. Love the content. If anyone watching hasn't heard of Gillen the Grey, he's got some fantastic Bannerlord content. Absolutely worth checking out. Brilliant. So, yeah, you know, it happens sometimes, guys. You know, we get these routes. I think Bannerlord, just as a game, isn't the most stable games. And I think one thing that hasn't helped things recently is that Tailwards, because of the War Sales update, they have been doing quite a lot of updates to the game. And obviously, every time they launch an update, the modding teams in the various games or mods, you know, they have to do some changes, make sure the mod's compatible with the latest version of the game. And I know with every release, there's always a small amount of work and a bit of teething problems. So I think that's probably just what we're suffering from tonight. But bear with us a second. We did get through a whole round without crashes. That's a good sign. I think once we get the game back, we should hopefully do the rest of the evening without too many interruptions. So I have just seen a new server spawn in, so let's try and join it. Guys, just for anyone watching, I will be keeping an eye on chat tonight. So if you've got any questions about the channel or the Bannerlord event, just let me know. I'll be watching and reply to them as soon as I can. Hey, Mazurek. Welcome, bud. Live the IPL. One of my favourite clans as well. I always remember when I first got into the Bannerlord community, and used to play a lot of the BRE events with the Kingdom of Hordaland, and I always loved the kind of white and red horses that you guys rode into battle. I remember so many times fighting on the battlefield and just seeing those red and white cavalry charge in and save our butts time and time again. So thank you very much, bud. Appreciate it. Okay, there we go. So a new server has been spawned. And what we're going to do this time, guys, is I'm going to select one of the teams, and then I'm going to move to spectator mode, and hopefully that should give us the markers. Let's have a look. So I've selected a team. Let's return to game, move to spectator mode. Hopefully that will do it. So guys, let me switch over to the game camera. While I'm here, guys, let me know what you think about the new transitions. I created something in Adobe Premiere where the sort of wooden doors slide in. You probably remember it from one of my other videos. I basically hoiked it out and managed to get it into the live stream as a nice kind of cool transition. So it's a work in progress. I'll watch this back later, you know, check that the sound balancing's correct and everything. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I'm trying to do some improvement to the channel graphics at the moment, just to kind of bring a little bit of professionalism to the mix. Nyrek, welcome to the stream, bud. Yep, I was just saying to one of your allies that love the IPL. A lot of viewers from the IPL tonight. So here we go, guys. So we are currently just in the warm-up round. You can see the numbers at the top. We should have about 500 players, so we are just waiting for the rest of the players to spawn in. But once they have, we should be able to get this this event back on the go. What I might also just do while we're here is just turn off the not quit. We definitely don't want to do that. I might just see if we can turn off the kill feed if there's the ability to do that. Let's have a little look. Only because it takes up quite a lot of space on the screen. Well, I was hoping it would be here along with the visuals, but maybe it's in the video section or performance section. Oh, I don't know, guys. Maybe this isn't something I should be doing live on the stream. Let's just switch back to the game camera, or back to the game, and we'll just stick with what we got. Better with the devil, you know, is that right? So while we're waiting for things to spawn in, yep, okay, so the admin has just said the next round's going to start in 1 minute. So bear with us a second, guys. We will be bringing you some sweet medieval action. In fact, even closer, 30 seconds. Real Powio, or Powio, am I pronouncing that right? Sorry if I'm murdering some of the names in the chat tonight. Yeah, welcome to the stream, bud. Good to have you here. No, thank you. Been trying to improve the quality where I can. Yeah, Exo Bannerlord. I sometimes do the UI toggle thing when doing footage. I prefer to have the UI elements up for the live streams, only because it's handy for people to be able to see the score at the top of the screen. But no, I will be using that command in some of the more scripted videos for sure. I do find without the UI it makes it a little bit more cinematic, doesn't it? It kind of helps the battles look a little bit more like a movie. Yeah, truth be told, actually, guys, I have heard that there's a few mods out there that can sort of help you toggle certain UI elements. I've never actually used them in practice. I'm not sure they're traditional mods, more just things that update the core files to open up certain behaviors. But yeah, you know, we'll have an experiment with those later on. So this is round number 2. Remember that the server did crash. So Coronis Ibericus, which is the side we're looking at now, they do have 1 win in the event tonight. So let's have a little look at the other side of the battlefield. I think we've been focusing quite a lot on Coronis Ibericus. We've got the CI cavalry here, venturing out, just trying to skirmish the enemy, see if they can get any opportunities in. And then over here, we've got the rebellion side. Oh, and already on the feed, there's a few kills coming through. impressive. So on the rebellion side, who have we got over here? Oh, do you know what? The guys did tell me the name of this clan. It's the one that has a flag sort of based on Nilfgaard from The Witcher. But I forget the name of these guys. Let's just call them Nilfgaard for now. And then over here. Oh yeah, these guys corrected me in one of the streams before. This is the HGA, I believe. Yeah, and actually that's just should be clear. There we go, some of that UI that's coming up. Not sure what's going on there. There we go. Oh, and do you know what? One really cool thing about these Coronis Ibéricas events, guys, is the fact that each team gets one unit of artillery. And I mean, you guys that have played Bannerlord Vanilla, you know how difficult it is to like man the artillery with the kind of distances and gauges. You've got to be really, really experienced to land these hits in the right place. But look, more artillery coming in. Looks like it took out a few guys here. Really, really nice. So at the moment, neither side seems keen to engage. At the moment, we're just doing a little bit of skirmishing. Archers from the top of the hill over here are firing towards the enemy positions, but firing head on. I mean, the enemy have got their shields up. It's going to be really, really tough to get some hits. But hopefully, once the fighting begins, these archers can move into a flanking position and see if they can get some pop shots. So CI, Coronis Ibéricas, they are moving outwards over here, supported by the Kingdom of Hordaland and Svanchi, SVCI. Really, really nice battle line. Got this blue clan in the middle, also heading forwards. Oh my goodness, massive artillery hit on SVCI there. I think I just saw quite a few kills from their side go down. Oh, and Blood Diamond over here. Getting a really, really nice flank, trying to push around the side, but they are blocked by one of the CI subdivisions. Alright, all infantry is now committed, guys. Both teams have got into the fray well and truly. Really, really nice battle line. Got a small conflict breaking out on the side here between the Kingdom of Hordaland and the Volsung clan. Both Viking clans going at it. That must be really, really confusing as both of them are wearing bear skins. And then over down the battle line down here. Looks pretty even in the middle at the moment. On the far left-hand side here, that flanking maneuver from Blood Diamond does seem to have dissipated. CI have nicely fended it off for now. Way over here, we've got the Ome Guard, again, one of the Coronis Ibéricas subdivisions. They are regrouping, forming under their banner, and charging back into the fray. Really, really good time, because you can see here, Blood Diamond have pushed forwards, completely unaware of the Ome Guard coming into their flanks. That's going to be really, really tough for them. So it's pretty even, guys. I think Coronis Ibéricas are ever so slightly ahead, but it's not a steamroll like the last round was at all. Either team could win it. CI do currently have a 5-4 advantage, but it's not a done deal. You know, that number doesn't reflect the health of the men. The Bretonnians over here going head-to-head with the Ome Guard. It looks like they do outnumber them. I think the best thing that the Ome Guard can do right here is just survive for as long as possible and stop the BRE getting into the fight. Oh, but that said, they have got reinforcements from behind. Things are looking much more hopeful for them now. And the round is coming to a close. I think that's going to be another Coronis Ibéricas victory. 72 units on the field for them, only 10 left for the rebellion. They clean up the last few men, guys, and it's all over. I'll tell you what though, so although CI, that's 2 wins for them, the rest of the rebellion clan, I mean, they are getting a little bit better each time. So the fact that it was a steamroll the first round, the rebellion, it wasn't quite so one-sided in this one. Hopefully in the next round things will be a little bit more concise. So question from Exo Bannerlord. Never understood why CI was like 4 duchies, looked very similar, and then the Arabs out of nowhere. Yeah, to be fair, I think it's because they are basically based on the Spanish sort of Iberian Peninsula, and obviously back during medieval times, I know the Iberian, or what's currently Spain, had a strong presence, obviously, from that side of the world, because obviously they border Morocco on the southern side, just past the Strait of Gibraltar, which probably would have been called something else back then. But I think CI are attempting to be historically accurate in that regard. Obviously, you know, loosely, take that with a pinch of salt, because obviously they've got quite a lot of artistic flair to make them slightly more stylized. But you know, you'll have to ask the guys from CI about that. If anyone's watching, please do add clarification to what I've just said in the chat. So we currently have both teams moving back towards the front line. It looks like we are fighting over control point B on this map. Although, to be fair, while there are control points, like you can see here, control point B is this flag right here. I think the fighting will still happen in the center, but really what it means is if the control point's this side, all the control points on the other side, it basically forces one team to come to the other. So because control point B is nicely on the rebellion side, it means they can afford to sit back, hold the high ground, and let Coronis Ibericus come to them, which will be a nice change of pace from the previous rounds. So moving out, it does look like the Coronis Ibericus side are splitting their forces. You can see here that the majority of the rebellion are on the hilltop, which I think is wise. Consolidate your forces, keep them together. CI is currently stretched out, but I think they are moving most of their forces into a central line, which I think is going to be a really, really good shout, especially as the rebellion side are coming around the edges here. My goodness, I didn't quite realise this from the previous round, but Blood Diamond are bringing a huge number of men. Look at this, there must be like 30 of them in that unit. But we've also got a nice, healthy presence from the Kingdom of the Franks here. Again, one of my favourites, Kingdom of the Franks. They are a North American clan, so typically these events do feature mostly European clans and European players, but this is a small band of Americans who like to get online during these European times, so I think for them it's much, much earlier in the day than it is for us here. So guys, this will be really, really interesting. Will the CI team be able to win this round? Because I think in the last two rounds the rebellion had to come to them, but in this one it is the rebellion that have the high ground. So let's see if Coronis Ibericus can prove that they are the better team, or whether it truly is the positioning that makes the difference here. Really nice engagement, big push in the center there. There is a small contingent of Coronis Ibericus units coming around the side here, nicely supported by the cavalry, who got a rear charge there. Very, very nice. These boys in the white and black shields, this is the Teutonic Order. They are a clan full of very, very formidable players. I've seen these guys take down an opposing team, even when the odds are like 2-1. So, you know, if you're up against them, you've got to be careful. Although the Bretonnians have entered the party, and the battle lines are ever so blurred now. I think it's a bit more of a Hollywood-style brawl at the moment, which is really, really nice to see. So looking at the numbers at the top, I mean, the CI Coronis Ibericus team, they are pushing ahead. It's subtle, but they are 10 men ahead in terms of the number of kills so far. Hopefully that'll be enough to kind of see them through to victory, but let's see. The Kingdom of Hordeland in the back lines here. The Bannermen nicely moving into the fray. Let's follow this guy for a little bit. Let's see if we can get some kills. He is being outnumbered and surrounded though. 2v2. Come on, can he do it? Oh no, this guy's backs up. Oh, and the KOH Bannerman goes down. What an absolute shame. We were rooting for you, bud. And as we move out, yep, Coronis Ibericus once again proving that they are the better clan. Looking at the numbers at the top, this appears to be another steamroll. Still about 100 players left on the battlefield from CI, and it's just the last few dregs of the rebellion side who need cleaning up now. I have noticed in Bannerlord recently, there does seem to be a real, I mean, advantage is the wrong word, but certainly the bigger clans do seem to be the ones securing a lot of the victories at the moment. So in the BRE events and the CI events, it usually tends to be the house or home clans that tend to have the upper hand. But one thing to keep in mind, guys, is that both teams have an even chance. There's no mechanics in play that gives one side the upper hand over the other. It all comes down to tactics. And I think because we have a few of these really, really large super clans these days, they just are really, really good at fighting together as one unit and supporting each other. Whereas obviously the Rebellion is made up of a number of smaller clans, which means that there isn't like an overall commander who's leading the way. So it's a little bit more difficult for them to be quite so cohesive. But, you know, saying that, it does really all depend on the type of map. I would say from what I've seen in my years spectating Bannerlord, that these big open pitch battle maps where there isn't really much ground to cover or complexity in the terrain, the larger clans with the cohesion tend to fare really, really well. But in maps that have a lot of like alleyways and kind of smaller areas, I do find that the more split up sides, a little bit like the Rebellion, do seem to fare slightly better because they're able to react a little bit more quickly to what's happening. Gillen, I'm not 100% sure actually. So Gillen's just asked the question, is this game part of a bigger campaign map? The answer to that question is, I don't know. I know Coronis Ibéricas in the past have done their massive campaigns where there's a map and every battle counts because they're fighting over territory on a wider map. This one might just be a friendly, but again, if anyone from Coronis Ibéricas is watching this stream back, please do let us know in the chat if this one counts towards a map. Oh, in fact, we've got Louis Munoz, who has just confirmed actually that this isn't counting towards a campaign map, but hopefully will in the future. Oh yeah, okay, so it looks like CI have done 2 campaigns, and Season 3 of their campaigns is due to begin in the very, very near future. So when that starts, guys, we'll be sure to cover that on this channel. So moving up here, it looks like we are fighting over Control Point A. Okay, yeah, which is on a little slightly different part of the battlefield. In fact, I'm starting to realise that the way this map's been constructed, there are effectively 3 separate mounds in the centre of the battlefield. And I think each one basically represents a different control point. And I'd say Control Point A is almost in the centre of the battlefield, but yeah, it looks like the Rebellion got there first. So once again, it looks like Coronis Ibéricas, or CI, are going to have to come to them. Moving around the side here, we've got Viking clan, Kingdom of Hordaland. Moving up, this is the clan that I sometimes play for, guys, so if you are looking for a clan, this is a great one to join. They participate in all of the weekly events. In fact, I've even got a link in the description below, just in case anyone's interested in joining these events. Really, really great clan to take part with. So we do have a small contingent from the CI side, just sneaking around the side here, but they've got to be careful because the opponents could sneak up on them and get around the side here. In fact, it looks like we've got here the Le Couronne Francais, the French crown. I think that's them. Do look like they're trying to sneak around the flanks there. So the guys at the KOH here will need to watch out. Oh, huge push from Blood Diamond. Yep, good shout. The only thing they can do... Oh, what a massive push from the Rebellion around this side, supported by the Vorzen clan and the Teutonic Order. Oh my goodness, guys. CI have been massively caught out here. They just do not have the numbers on this side to counter that. And the momentum is well and truly forwards for the Rebellion. They need to push. They need to get most of those men, move them to the left there. Let's see what's happening on the other side. Because the Rebellion have so many men on that side, I expect CI will probably have the advantage over here. Oh, but look at the numbers, guys. So for the first time since this event began, the Rebellion actually have the upper hand there. Look, Coronis Ibéricas numbers are dropping. So Coronis Ibéricas is the numbers on the left, and the Rebellion are the numbers on the right. Currently, they hold a massive advantage. So yeah, as we sort of predicted, Coronis Ibéricas on this side have managed to clean up. So have the Rebellion on the other side. I think it's just going to come down to now who can get their forces back into the centre quickest. And it looks like at the moment there's a nice even presence in the center from both teams, although quite a few stragglers over here from the Rebellion. They need to get themselves back into the action before Corona Sibiricus take back the advantage. They are still about 20 men ahead though. I think this is looking hopeful, guys. You know, experience has taught me that it's never a sure thing, but it is looking hopeful for the Rebellion side now. Can they do it, guys? Will this be the first victory from the Rebellion side? Let's find out. Marek, welcome to the live stream, bud. SVCI on top. Well and truly, they are one of Bannerlord's oldest clans, I believe. I mean, they've been here ever since I've been paying attention. Let's put it that way. But yeah, clan full of great players. And there we have it, guys. Look. The Rebellion side cleans up. In fact, look, this guy from the BRE, the Bretonnians, is holding one of the CI flags, just mocking them. Well played. And guys, that's what we like to see. These battles can be a little bit boring when they're so one-sided, so it's really good to see that the Rebellion are pushing back. So at the moment where we stand in the event, there are currently 3 wins to the Corona Sibiricus side and 1 win to the Rebellion side. Huara, Ra, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I hope you're ready for some decent Bannerlord action, because that's exactly what this stream is all about. So guys, just while we're waiting for the next one to begin, I'm just going to bring up a cheeky little promotion on screen. So I mentioned earlier in the stream that I play for a clan called Kingdom of the Hordeland, the boys in the blue with the Raven Shield. If you are looking to join these events and you haven't really thought about it, but you want to get involved, join this clan. I'll put a link in the description below. Honestly, we accept players of all skill levels. So even if you're just new to Bannerlord, never played it before, but you really like the look of these events, join it. We're a friendly bunch of guys. You know, you'll see me there sometimes. And it's a really good way to get yourself into these fights. So just thought I'd mention, we'll plug these guys a few more times while the stream goes on. But in the meantime, let's move back to the match. Oh, no, this isn't the match. This is my face. I mean, we can look at this if you want, but actually, let's do the correct hotkey this time, which will take us back to the game. Perfect. So let's have a think. Round number 5 is spawning in now. We've got the Corona Sibiricus Cavalry charging out in front. And you know what, guys? Let's just follow the cavalry for a little bit. Let's see what they get up to, because the enemy in front there do belong to the opposing team. So the cavalry here will just be sweeping around the edges just to see what pop shots they can get. Oh, in fact, one thing that's new that I've not seen before, these sort of curved shields. Very nice. Corona Sibiricus have a great modding team who make a lot of custom armor sets. Okay, so it does look like the Corona Sibiricus cavalry are charging towards the Rebellion cavalry over here, who are in the middle of engaging. So it looks like we're not going to see any epic charges, but we'll let that cavalry engagement play out while we survey the rest of the battlefield. So moving over to this side, it looks like we got control point B in play for this one, which again is on the Rebellion side. So the Rebellion will be holding this hillside just here. So historically, with the rest of the matches, the Rebellion haven't fared too well when holding this control point. I think they've already held it once before in this match, and they didn't do too well. I think it was quite a steamroll big victory. So let's see if they can reclaim their reputation. In fact, check this out. So they are trying something new. Look, a lot of these guys here just waiting in reserve to see what the enemy do. Will it help? We'll find out. But I mean, it's good in a way, because I guess it means they are basically hiding their numbers from the Corona Sibiricus team, who won't know exactly where the enemy forces are. Because look, you got to remember, the rest of these players, they don't get to see the view that we've got. They just see it from this ground level. So from here, all they see are maybe 3, 4, 5 different clans, and there's at least 3 others that they have no idea where they are. This is another CI division. Not sure about the name, but we're going to call them the Christmas Clan, guys, just because they got some nice Christmassy colours on the go there. Almost looks like they should have a sack of presents on their back, am I right? Okay, so the fight has well and truly broken out. Artillery coming in from the side there. There's a nice, healthy presence from the rebellion here. But look, Corona Sibiricus, the SVCI fighting for Corona Sibiricus. They are moving into position, though, supporting their allies, making sure that rebellion can't flank around. And it seems to be working. It stopped them in their tracks. They are unsure what to do. But guys, they've just got to get into the fight. So in they go, charging in. Moving around, we've got the rebellion cavalry here. They're getting around the back of the CI lines. Let's see if they can get some nice rear charges on the go. Oh, look at that. A few archers taken out and straight into the back of the enemy lines. That was a beautiful, beautiful charge. Really, really well played. We've got the Ome Guard here, holding the precipice of the hill. It looks like a sort of Alamo-style last stand, but they get pushed off by the Bretonnians and forced to retreat back down the hill towards their allies. Oh, but there are enemy down the hill as well. They're going to have to be careful. Enemy in front and enemy from behind. Oh, guys, once again, look at the numbers. The rebellion do seem to be getting the upper hand. And look at this great archer positioning. Over here, looks like we've got archers from the, I think the colours. This must be the Kingdom of the Franks, the American clan again. But they have a great view into that valley. Look, all of those troops from the opposing team, just with their backs to the archers. They must be racking up so many kills from here. And it looks like the numbers are in favour of the rebellion now, giving them the momentum to just push forwards and sweep up the opposing team. I'd say once you reach that kind of point where you've got twice as many men on the battlefield, it's pretty much a guaranteed victory in like 90% of cases. Very, very difficult for the opposing team to bring it back after that. I'll tell you what, guys, when this started, I was so sure that this was just going to be a sweeping victory for Corona Sibiricus, because, you know, they came straight out of the gates and won the first few matches. No questions asked. Like, it was so easy, such easy victories. But the rebellion, I don't know what they've done. They've changed something about their tactics. But they seem to be faring much better in these rounds. Brilliant. So we're just watching as this final round comes to a close. Rebellion infantry just heading over to where the remaining 26 CI units are. And look, here they are, the remainders of the CI units, all positioned here. They're trying their best to evade and kite the enemy, but I think, guys, there's nothing they can do against such odds. They're currently outnumbered about 4-1, so I think they should just get stuck in. It looks like it's the majority of the Principality of Toledo here. And I think they're losing, but they are making the enemy team work for it. Let's follow these guys here. This guy with the double axe. He can be our champion from the CI side. We'll see if he can survive till the latest. Going in there, getting a nice headshot with the axe. Oh, but he's getting surrounded. There's probably not much he can do there. Yeah, he gets surrounded and cut down. Well played. What can men do against such hate? There we go. Round number 5 comes to an end. So we did have a crash earlier in the stream, so remember that the Corona Sibiricus side is technically 1 point higher than it says on the scoreboard here. So we've got 3 wins to the CI Corona Sibiricus side and 2 wins to the Rebellion. So they are absolutely catching up. Really good to see. So I think we've started on the Rebellion side a few times now. Let's head back over to the Corona Sibiricus side and watch them as they spawn in. We'll give you some nice kind of sweeping vistas over the landscape. Once again, the cavalry racing out, just trying to pick out some of those early opportunities. But I think for now we'll focus on the CI team. So guys, I mentioned earlier in the stream, I am still learning the names of all the clans from these events, so apologies if I don't mention yours by name. But I will each week try and pick up some new ones and make sure I give them a call out. You know, so for example, the whites and red guys here. I know it's a faction of Corona Sibiricus, but not 100% sure on the names of these guys. But one thing I will say, really nice shield designs. Do you know, one thing I've always loved about the CI Corona Sibiricus clan is that they really nicely channel that kind of mid-period medieval look. So less fantasy and I think more sort of grounded in reality. And of course, because I'm biased, the Kingdom of Hordaland, guys. The boys in the blue shields. Really, really good to see them on the battlefield today. Looks like they've got just over 10 members there. I think if I counted, that's maybe 11 or 12. Yeah, 11 members there. Smaller clan at the moment. We have in the past had as many as sort of 40, 50 men on the battlefield. We're just going through a period at the moment where we're a slightly smaller clan than before. But guys, all the more reason to join us. Because if you're looking for a clan where you can join and actually make a difference and not just be one of the plebs, this is a great clan to join. We're growing week on week, and the more players that join us, the more successful we'll be. So here we go, guys. The battle is beginning. It looks like we're fighting over control point A, which is on the right-hand side mound on the battlefield. We've only fought over this center part once so far, and I think on the last time this control point came up, it was the rebellion that won it. So let's see if Corona Sibiricus can change that once again. So it looks like we do have the main CI clans on the front line. In fact, look, we've got Sir Alex there. He is the leader of the entirety of the Corona Sibiricus clan. Always loved the stag helmet with the antlers. Very, very cool. But he'll definitely be someone to look out for. So he will be commanding his men from the Discord, who are directly in front of him, holding the main center line. At the back there, it does look like some of the other clans are playing in support. Look, you can see SVCI and the Kingdom of Hordaland just waiting at the back here, waiting to see what the opponents do. And nicely done, because look, you can see the rebellion are pushing around the left flank here, and those men in reserve will be moving to match them. So really, really good that they held you back and were able to react to the enemy flank. I mean, the Kingdom of Hordaland, they've got to watch out. They are massively, massively outnumbered on this side. I think the best they can hope to do at the moment is just distract the enemy for as long as possible. But they are supported by the CI Cavalry, who come through and get a few kills. So, I mean, guys, the numbers are super even, actually. Normally, by this time in the battle, we do see one of the sides almost start to creep ahead. But the, numbers still very, very even. It looks like we do still have the main body of fighting over here. And actually, Corona Sibiricus are starting to take back the control point. They have formed a nice defensive semicircle around it. But the Bretonnians are making them work for it. Look, massively, massively pushing in. And, oh, the flag is starting to get taken back. It's going up and down. Who is going to win this one? And as I'm saying that, though, it does look like Corona Sibiricus have been getting the upper hand. And look, yeah, one of their allied factions has just kept coming from behind and given them the momentum that they need to push forwards. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. Have you ever seen anything like this in gaming history? I know for you Bannerlord elites, we've seen scenes like this all the time. In fact, it happens multiple times per week. But to anyone that's less familiar with Bannerlord, honestly, there is nowhere else that you will get this kind of authentic medieval military experience, especially in a multiplayer setting. And because I love to mention it, remember, every single one of these guys is a human being trolling one of the characters. And that makes the cohesion that you see on the battlefield even more impressive. So there we go, guys. That is another win for the Corona Sibiricus side, and that takes them to 4 victories for the event, with the Rebellion having 2 victories overall. So while we're waiting for the next one to spawn in, let's just have a little recap of what we've seen so far. So I think the way the event started, Corona Sibiricus were definitely off to a good start. They got so many wins in the first couple of minutes. Then the Rebellion were able to bring it back, and I think we almost got to a point where they were neck and neck. If the Rebellion won that last round, things would have been even. But Corona Sibiricus being able to secure that victory, it means that they are now leading ahead with 4 points, or 4 victories, to the Rebellion's 2. And, I mean, typically these events go on for about an hour, so I think it's going to be tough for the Rebellion to claw this one back and win it. But we might have just enough time for them to break even and call this round a draw. So let's see what happens. Let's move back to the game camera. So the next round is about to spawn in. 5 seconds left on the clock. So guys, just a reminder, I will be watching the chat tonight. So if anyone's got any questions about the game, the channel, or the Corona Sibiricus event, just pop them in the comments and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. I think there is a small delay with YouTube, but normally you pop something in the comments and you'll hear a response back from me sort of within half a minute or so. So here we go. We are now on the rebellion side, watching as the troops form up. Let's get a slightly closer look at some of these. So this is Blood Diamond. Again, another really old school clan. They are well known in the Bannerlord community, having some fierce, ferocious fighters. They are off to the front line. You often see them charging into the fray first. Very, very aggressive clan. But I think rightly so, because they have a lot of good fighters on their side. I think when they are stuck in the thick of it, they can absolutely hold their own. Over here, one of the other Viking clans, the Volsung clan. These guys have actually been through a fair bit of changes in recent times. About a year ago, I think they did disband, or maybe it was 2 years ago. But they have resurfaced with a new lease for life. I've seen them on the battlefield quite a lot in the last couple of months. And yeah, they've got some really, really good players on their team as well. So I'm looking forward to see how they progress as these sort of Bannerlord events continue. Let's see, who else have we got? I mean, I haven't really given this clan too much attention, and mostly it's because I don't know what they're called. But one thing I will say is I really, really like the leather armor on these guys, and their nice little blue shields. Like, the blue's subtle, it's not too overbearing. It's just a nice little accent, which makes them very, very easy to kind of pick out on the battlefield. So again, I think that's another clan name which I'm going to try my best to learn. Over here, this looks like the main commander for the Bretonnians. Oh no, guys, look at this. Oh dear, we've had another server crash. And you can tell because all of these men are just racing off into the distance in a straight line. I mean, don't get me wrong, this looks very cinematic. Like if you were going to film a Hollywood movie, this is exactly what you'd want to see. Just men charging towards the opposition with no tactics whatsoever. You know, it's what Hollywood likes to see, but I think this over here is maybe a bit more representative of how battles might have actually been fought back in the day. Lots of shield walls, men acting as single units with lots and lots of cohesion. What a shame. I'll tell you what, while these guys are stood still, really, really nice opportunity to check out some of these armor sets. So these are basically custom made by the Corona Sibiricus modding team. I think some of them are based on some of the vanilla Bannerlord, but often you'll see them reskinned and a lot of custom things made, like this helmet, for example. I've never seen that before. Like, look at the detail on the back of these shields. I love it. No idea what it says, but yeah, the amount of effort that's gone into these, really, really nice. Who else have we got? We've got a few units over here. I think these guys feature quite a lot in Benoni's videos. Again, Benoni's another YouTuber, absolutely worth checking out if you like this content. He pretty much does what I do, but even better. So guys, I think, you know, we'll just switch back to the camera view while we wait for the next round to begin. But I'll tell you what, we've had some spicy, spicy fighting tonight. Really, really enjoyed it. So I guess while we're just waiting for the next round, why don't I have a little chat about Matt's Fiefdom, the channel. So you guys have probably noticed I've been on a bit of a hiatus since December, and these things happen every now and again. During the sort of 2.5 years that I've been on YouTube, I do have these little month, 2-month breaks every now and again, and it's just a nice opportunity to focus on a few other projects in my life, but also to have a nice reflection about what I can improve on the channel, because when you jump in, you do it every day, you kind of forget to iterate. And what I mean by that is, you know, step back, have a look at the channel, work out what you can do better, because you're so involved in just getting content out week on week. So I've gone away, I've come back, and I think during the next phase of the channel, there will be some videos posted, more scripted videos, but what I'm hoping to do a little bit more this season is some more live streams and bring you guys a little bit more content like this. Partly because, let's face it, live's amazing. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Which team's going to win? Is someone going to say something racist on the stream? You know, nobody knows. Literally anything could happen. But yeah, no, I think live is going to be taking a heavy focus for the next couple of months at least, just because in a really selfish kind of way, I'm just really enjoying it, guys. Really, really good fun doing these things. So for anyone joining us, welcome to the Bannerlord Medieval livestream. We did just have a server crash. and I am just waiting for the next server to respawn, but hopefully we'll get back in. It does look like a new server has gone up, so hopefully we'll get at least one more round on the go. Let me just press this button then and we'll see if we can get into the event. Perfect. Just one more thing, guys, while we're waiting for the next round to start. You know what's coming. That's right, it's the Kingdom of Hordaland, the clan that I play for. So if you like what you've seen today and you want to get involved in these events, this is a fantastic clan to join. It's the one that I play for. You'll find me in quite a few of the events each week. And we're just a good bunch of guys. You know, it's a small clan. There's not too many members. So if you're looking for a nice low-level entry, get yourself into these events. This is a great clan to join. You know, we'll accept players of all skill levels, so whether you're a newbie or a really experienced player, this is the clan to join. Being small, loads of positions are open, you know, we're looking to fill them, and you have a real opportunity if you join now to actually shape the clan into something that you want it to be, because it's so small at the moment. So enough of that, let's move back to the game camera. Question from Gillen the Grey. How is Toto? Any news that you can share? To be fair, bud, you know, obviously Toto's got his private life. I try not to sort of stare too much into it, but I did talk to him about a week ago. Seems to be doing pretty well. He's still well and truly with us at the moment. Just for anyone else that's watching that maybe doesn't know the history behind that, Toto basically is the ex-clan leader of the Kingdom of Hordaland, and he was unfortunately diagnosed with terminal cancer, which was a real shame. Because, you know, he's a fantastic player, fantastic guy. I love him to pieces. And, you know, sometimes the universe isn't fair. But we had a crowdfunder out for him, raised a lot of money for him. And I think it's made a real difference for him. But no, I think Gillen, Toto is still with us. I don't know, obviously, what the time limit on it might be like. But, yeah, who knows? Who knows? I just hope that he's with us for a lot longer still. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to see him in a few more of these events. Anyway, enough about that. Let's focus on something a little less upsetting, shall we, and focus on the game. So we are currently just in the warm-up phase. The round hasn't begun. We are just waiting for all players to spawn in. Perfect. For a second there I was a bit worried that we'd crashed because I saw a lot of men just running off into the distance. But no, I think it's okay. Let me just check the Discord, guys. I'm a little bit concerned that there aren't many people spawning in. I wonder if that means it's the end of the event. But bear me a second. I don't know if it is. There could easily be another round on the go. So bear with me a second, and we'll just find out if it's continuing. Well, we'll stick around for a little bit longer, guys. Hopefully we'll get one more round in, but if not, we can still do a little wash up, just reflect on the event that we've just witnessed. Just before we get into the next round, let's take a look at some of the armor on this guy. I mean, look at this. You'll probably recognize these guys from the thumbnail for this video. I really love the branding on the shield. It's so colorful. I love the slightly like muted branding on this one. Very cool. So guys, I haven't seen an official announcement. Oh, okay, someone's just said in the chat, Master Giles, thank you very much, bud. Good to know. Saves us some hanging around for no reason. Master Giles has just informed us that the event has now been stopped. And that's simply because we've reached 8:30, which is the formal end of the event. So we had a few crashes, but I think despite that, we still got 6 solid rounds in. So just before we go, just want to say a big thank you, obviously, to the event organisers. Obviously, without the people that make these mods and actually create the assets for these events, they don't happen. And a lot of the guys, they do put in the work for free. So these incredible weekly events that you do, it's all part of the Bannerlord community. You know, they work diligently week on week to get these organised, host the servers. You know, they fund it out of their own pockets. And all I'll say is, I'm glad that they do. Thank you very much. We all appreciate it. Anything else to mention before we go? I mean, I could plug the Kingdom of Hordaland one more time, guys. There might just be enough time, but I don't want to push it. But, yeah. Kingdom of Hordaland, if you're looking for a clan, join it. Alright, guys, let's draw this to a close. For all you guys that tuned in today, thank you very much for watching. I really, really do appreciate every single person that joins. And actually right now we've got 17 concurrent viewers, so I think that's a pretty good record for the channel, probably one of the higher numbers that we normally get. So if you'd like what you've seen today, please do click the cheeky subscribe button below, because it will give you the notifications for upcoming live streams if you want to watch similar sort of content. And of course it helps the algorithm and helps this guy get to those top spots. Obviously I just do it for fun, guys. It's never been about the views. If it was about the views, I would have quit a long time ago. Do you know what I mean? I'm just very, very passionate about these Bannerlord matches, and I want to bring them to as many people as possible, because they're the games that I dreamt of as a kid, and I never thought they'd actually exist until I started playing this. So yeah, brilliant. Anyway, guys, let's not get sentimental. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along, and I will see you on a live stream in the very, very near future. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch up very soon. Take care.